YouTube open, Binance Square open. Up. Is it okay on your side? I think you can see my screen. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And yeah, I think I'm live also on X. If I'm... Yes, okay, that's cool. Okay. So, let's go. Let's wait 2 minutes and we can start for the market review. Yes, I think I did not check Bitcoin because it's very neutral and I'm not expecting a big move. So I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to chart yes, Bitcoin. I think more in detail maybe because that's the biggest asset on the market. But I will be quick on my analysis and give you only bullish or bearish chart because most of coin are likely very neutral. And please, if everything is okay on your side, you can tell me and we can start. Just tell me if you see my screen with high quality and if the sound is good for you. And yeah, I just called for this pump on virtual. Yeah, I closed early also. You see AXBT, that was very quick this morning. Yes, let me know. Just sharing the YouTube live. Up, 1 second. And we can start. Up. So we said Bitcoin, right? Yes, virtual TP it for me. Nice, 30% more. AXBT, wow, that was so quick. Wow. So I call for, yeah, this morning, that was almost the only call, 15% up. I think that we are gonna move here on AXBT, likely, but the volatility is very big. Yeah, so let's wait 1 minute for people to join and we can start. And if you have some requests, I will check also today. Up, nice. And yes, okay, go for Bitcoin and virtual. Yeah, XBT looks very promising here. Checking this one. Up. Yes, 1 second. 30 and 95. So yeah, virtual quickly. Volatility is very big. Same this morning. I just called yeah, for the bottom. Prices reacted very fast. You see in my group I called on the yellow box at around 1.40. yeah. It pumped. That's insane. The crypto market volatility nowadays is absolutely insane. So many liquidation. Yeah, this morning, few minutes ago, we pumped 22% break above the high, and we got, whoa, 18% retracement. I can't imagine if people bought, but there wasn't breakout confirmed, as you can see with Ichimoku. You see the H1 candle close. That's why most of time we have to be very cautious. For now, this is still a bullish retest in my opinion. On this one, as you can see, the uptrend remained very solid. Okay, Kijun, Kumo still holding and forming bullish angular. On the daily, that's very tricky because we have not confirmed the breakout. We can visit the $1.2 level, but I think that this 1.4035 could act as main consolidation support before to see the next break upward. But today we might see a lot of this pump and dump on this one. That's very scary because of the volatility. But I think that the 1.35 on 1.20 at least, if we dump 1.30 also, above 1.20, then I expect to see a further bullish increase, especially because of the AI narrative on those assets regarding the protocol 402, if I'm right. Yeah, but very tricky right now on virtual. Can move on both sides, but I'm bullish for the medium term. So right now, yeah, we can see dump toward 1.20, or if this level holds, then above. So we are exactly at the middle of a move. It can be a double top with this rejection, exactly with strong rejection, but the Ichimoku view looks still very bullish, so I will be cautious for long here, even on short. Let's move on Bitcoin. I did not review it. Good morning, yes. Yeah, when you click on Binance Square, it say you click on the trade in Bitcoin. You have a button to click. You have an option to click on some asset, right? Okay. I think, yeah, you can vote for coin, no, or something like this. Let's go, yeah, Bitcoin, but it's very boring nowadays. Yeah, I'm in XBT position, so I will keep tracking the asset. I think, yeah, XBT you will likely see if we hold above the green box, then we are gonna fly, in my opinion. The narrative is very strong, the hype also, and the chart with a huge previous breakout. Can be a bottom if we hold above 0.08 before to see a trend reversal and likely a 30% move. But let's see. The volatility is very big. Main support are being retested many times, as you can see. You see green box here with almost each time, yeah, 30% move, 20% retracement. That's insane. So most of traders might be liquidate because of the volatility, but let's focus on my chart. I will share only strong levels and only give green flag if there is a good setups. And my line are not a financial advice, just just enter in position before investing. Do your own research, please, because this is not a financial advice. So let's move on Bitcoin. Yes, I think it will be quick because it's very neutral, as I said. Yeah, we tested almost the K level that support prices for further bull. So remember that if you follow my previous view, I'm really bullish above 100. It has been barely touched here. 100K, 103K. So if for me, if we hold, if we consolidate above that zone, then we are gonna smash the HH. In my opinion, that's clearly a bullish consolidation. Also, judging by the, yeah, as I explained, we are bullish on the monthly, so nothing has changed, okay? But keep in mind that you see the monthly view, we have a doji candle. So it means that even if I have even if the market is bullish here, even if it's bullish, keep in mind that we have a monthly doji. So it means that we made a low at 102k and almost 126k, 127. So we are exactly at the middle of this level. So no one can predict exactly what will be the next, as long as we not exit this neutral area. But for me, yeah, it's a clean bullish consolidation above the 10 can here, still forming a bullish angular on on the uptrend structure. So that's very clean. We are still above the weekly uptrend. So this cycle on Bitcoin is clearly bullish. On the weekly, it looks more like a bullish consolidation also, because you see the lagging span still hanging. Yeah, even if it's neutral, it's likely a bullish consolidation above Ichimoku component. The Tenkan Kijun are very close to each other, likely in preparation to see another big move. The last weekly candle closed slightly bullish for me above the Tenkan, okay? So it can mark further price increase for this week, and we can anticipate if bulls can push toward this level, so 124, 123, it can be possible. But likely to me, the real breakout will be see if we can close the weekly above 120k. Yeah, that will be the K mark to monitors. But globally, if you follow my lines, I explained many times during my live stream, when you have such consolidation, this is the monthly view, so one candle is 1 month, so you can imagine each move inside this beautiful uptrend. You can clearly see that the price keep consolidating and the momentum remain very bullish above the Tenkan and Kijun. So that's, to simplify, kind of moving average 9 and 26. Let's be simple. And you can clearly see that all components remain bullish on the macro time frames. We have no historical resistances, no strong historical resistances as we had in the past, like the previous ATH here at 73, 74. Now we completed each retest, so I guess that that's a bullish structure above 100k, and if we fall above 100, if let's say if there is a weekly candle close under 107k, then we are likely gonna retest, because that's also a trigger point for the trend continuation. But as we are very far from it now with the doji structures, I can't anticipate it right now, but keep an eye on the 90 and 88k if we break under 100k, okay? So as Bitcoin is bullish on the macro time frame and consolidating nicely, I expect to see a lot of altcoin recovering. Most of altcoin are gonna likely see liquidity inflow, because Bitcoin is building momentum for the next move, and it seems that the previous market dips fear has been absorbed right now. Let's move on the lower time frames. Okay, see, checking if there is a kind of pattern or structures. Yeah, H4 looks good, okay, as you can see. So yellow box here, remember, likely neutral. Let's say this yellow box, for me, everything can happen, but remember that I will hide it. how to lock this one. Okay, so remember that judging by the weekly candle close, we can move to 120k or 123.24. So neutral, but likely bullish on the H4. Looks like we are still under resistances, but we can move to visit higher levels, as you can see. So this is the brown line here, the Kijun, represent the 50% fib from the previous high to the low, as you can see exactly here. So usually if it was a bearish break and bearish test in trading structures, we would have seen a strong bearish rejection on the 50% fib. But what you can see here is that we barely closed above, we retested it, and now we are moving from the previous 50% fib K level, it as support. So the previous resistance level is acting as support. So it tends me to say that Bitcoin is likely building momentum above, yes, let's say 113k. So if we hold above 113, you have a beautiful lower high here, can be a lower low, can be something like this. So I think we are gonna see another wave upward if we hold above this level currently. So that's good for the bulls. So we have likely a direction on the market. Okay, this resistance is not a strong one, so that's why I expect to see it to be break, because look at the lagging span on the H4. There is no further resistances to be crossed, and you have the gap to be filled here. So we are into a neutral range. To sum up, for me, it's not exactly a range, but it's a kind of long-term accumulation phase. Sometimes accumulation aren't rectangle if you know your lines, if you know the macro structures, but you can clearly see that, look at the lagging span, it's only moving up and down almost since many months now, since 3 months in a row inside this beautiful box. Compared to the previous cycle, we were, for example, here moving above the cloud, consolidating, moving above cloud. So it's likely a continuation trend pattern for me here. And as I explained, you can find all the K level in this box. And yeah, I think if we zoom now on the 15 minute, to be more explicit, that we are forming a new bullish move on Bitcoin. Yeah, likely building momentum up. No, that was, I check if there is an uptrend right there. Yeah, looks better, this one. As you can see, the uptrend is still very visible, clearly visible. So yeah, above 113k, I think that short will be in trouble, and we can easily break above this K mark. Remember that the 116, that was the K resistance to be retested, and I called for it on my previous stream. But if we break above once again, bullish momentum will be strong and increase in volume also, by the way. So that's it for my Bitcoin view. Again, the monthly, it's very tricky because we have a doji. So one news and the call, this setup can be invalidated. But for now, the pattern and support are holding, so the momentum is building at the upside, on the upside. So that's my view on Bitcoin, and I guess that if Bitcoin break and touch 120, we could see another kind of FOMO, kind of euphoric market on alt. So yeah, better for me to take entry in long side rather than the short side because of this Bitcoin outlook right now. Honestly, I did not check it earlier because we are very neutral, and I know that without macro time frame validation or invalidation, nothing can be expected. For me, yes, as I said, 120 must be break by a weekly candle close. Then we will see the real FOMO likely on large cap asset like Chainlink, Ethereum, others large cap, yeah. And yeah, if we break it, that will be very clean, and we could confirm a pump to new ATH. So I won't speculate because we have no data, but it looks clean. It looks clearly very bullish rather than bearish. So invalidation point on the bearish side. Remember, weekly candle close likely under, yeah, let's say 100k, yeah, exactly. And if we fall under 100k, then monitor the 90, 88 and 78 and 80 as support. So this one and this one, but the main structure remain clearly very bullish. I don't see most of time when you have a consolidation, we can observe some patterns like triangles, rectangles, and more. But I don't see any clean structure on the daily basis. If you see any kind of pattern, let me know. Maybe, yeah, or like this, maybe it can be a kind of, yeah, ascending triangle, if I know the term. So this is a bullish pattern. No, it's expanding, yeah. Can be like this, it's a bullish accumulation, yeah, something like that, you see. So I'm not so familiar with this structure, but I know that's usually, yeah, a bullish one. If you see something like this, so this is an expanding triangle, and that's why we are very volatile on both sides, because inside this pattern you see you have many high and low with huge volatility. But as I said, once the breakout point will be triggered, likely big retail, institution and others will FOMO into Bitcoin because fundamentals are very, very solid. Buyback on Bitcoin really strong. Each dips are being buying. ETF money inflow and institution engagement about buying Bitcoin is also constant. So the buy pressure is very, very consistent on Bitcoin. Yeah, why not to see something like this? Maybe with a fake trap under this pattern. We have the weekly trend under. What do you think about this? So I'm not so familiar with this structure, but honestly it looks like this because I don't see any others clean structures. But usually, yeah, you have when you have an uptrend, you have clean structures like range, like wedge, like triangles. So let me know. Yeah, triangles can be like this when you have a flag, or yeah, let me know if you see it at a possible play. Why not with this bottom? And if we fail under this level, the K bottom will be around this zone. But for now, inside this structure, that's very bullish. So expanding triangle, you can search it on Google and learn about it. But it's usually a continuation pattern, bullish expansion. So meaning that if we break by the upside, we are gonna see another huge leg up, as we saw. Like example here, you see 100% breakout from 50k area. You see, hop. So that's a perfect example of, as I called. So that was a kind of flag channel accumulation before to see the next wave upward, and we are likely for me creating another expansion bullish wave above level I mentioned. And it can be the case, yeah. So let me know what do you think about this view. It's clean, you see. We have 1, 2, 3 touch on the upside and likely 1, 2, 3, 4 touch on the downside right now. So let me know. It looks much more realistic than being bearish regarding my monthly view on Bitcoin, because all metrics looks bullish and in favor of bulls if we avoid the short-term FUD. And so that's it. Yeah, that's it for the Bitcoin. Yes, I can check ZEC. Someone called for Shiba. Yes, let me know. Do you have some chat requests? So Bitcoin, to sum up, I'm bullish here. We will likely grab 120k, okay? So let's see. ZEC, you want me to check ZEC? ZEC USDT, can check quickly. Oh, we break. Okay. For me, ZEC looks very tricky because I don't like to FOMO with such huge move. No, ZEC can have some trouble to break above the 80H mark. We are very overbought, meaning that likely a lot of people are gonna take their profit to move into other assets, because think about that, people who got the whole move are up 10x and they are likely start to cash out to buy other assets that have not moving, and this is the best way to make money, because if you were present to the previous cycle, you should understand that as long as you have not taken your profit, the money isn't yours. And we saw on the previous cycle such thing happening, like 90% of dump. So I think that people, investors skills, investors competence, and traders skills also have changed, and they are likely to book their profit much more quicker than the previous cycle. So also think about this. Currently ZEC looks very bullish on the H4, still supported by the long-term uptrend on this move, but I'm not so confident to say that we are gonna pump more. There is still a solid bearish divergence RSI on the daily basis. You see the bear div. Whoa, 90. RSI was at 90. So this move for me is likely only up. Is the price only move upward because of the hype above privacy narrative token, DPN token. So yeah, we can hit another 80H, but I will be very cautious. It's likely to move inside this beautiful channel. Okay, currently we are consolidating above the previous high here, which is very clean and sustainable for seeing another breakout. But as I said, I won't FOMO. For me, that's a very risky chart, even if we are very bullish at the moment. Yeah, we can easily see a retracement toward 280 and 250, but if I trust the chart and not the double top resistances, it feel like we are gonna pump higher, judging by the market structures. So if Bitcoin is going to move upward, and if ZEC hold above 300 as a retest here, we are gonna likely hit another milestone toward the 80H, because the uptrend is very solid, but cautious about under this level, because seeing a double top and rejection looks also very possible, as we are still very overbought. So yeah, uptrend, to sum up, the uptrend is still playing. We are very overbought, bearish divergence, RSI on the daily. If we break above the $370, then we are gonna likely see another big move, maybe toward 440, 460, or 400, because that's also a psychological level. But I will remain very cautious, as if you look at the historical data, we are very overbought on the weekly, so it tends to me to say that this wave is only, it can be a manipulation, price manipulation, because of the narrative about privacy token. And as you can see, each time RSI moved above 80, few weeks later, we saw a huge retracement. So honestly, it will depend of the hype and how many time the hype will be in place. But above 300, that's still bullish for me. And if we break under 300, then we could see a sharp dip. Likely toward 250, 210, as you can see this level also. Yeah, so for me this is just a matter of patience. Even if the price break the 80H, I still think that we are gonna see another dump, and we could enter in the dip. For me, that's much safer than FOMO, because risking 10% move while you can see a 30% correction, that's very tricky. And if you look at this pump, we have not seen any major correction from this cycle. Only 20. Yeah, 30. Okay, that's 30. So very hard to say for this one, but very bullish inside these structures. And keep an eye on the $310 as main support. So if we break under, then you will know that the trend will likely reverse. Okay. So that's it for ZEC. Portal USDT. Okay, I can check. Someone called for Shiba. Dogecoin. Okay, I can check Doge if you want. So let's go for Dogecoin. Okay, so my setup is still valid. Whoa, I posted this one a few days ago. The accuracy is exactly almost as my line. So now that we got the retest of this trend, and if we stay above this level, then I expect to see further price increase, and we will see more in details if the setup is still valid or not, because it's been few days that I've not reviewed it. As you can see, no, my bad. Up and from, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I posted this one 3 or 4 days ago, as you can see, to show you that I'm not lying. Okay, so this is exactly the same price structures. Here we have the monthly K level, as I said. Dogecoin, as you can see, it's still moving inside the long-term can be a long-term uptrend channel here, and there is no, you see, we closed 2 times above the 50% flip Kijun here from this high to this low. We saw, yeah, 90% retracement, but I will not count it as a price structure inside this channel, because most of altcoin nuke like this, and for me this is much more than market noise rather than real market structures. So for me, yeah, as long as Dodge hold on the daily basis above 0.18 and likely, let's say, 0.17500, then we are still inside this channel structure, and meaning that if we are at another bottom, so the momentum is gonna be in favor of bulls inside this pattern, as there is no invalidation. So as you can see from the previous gap, the open drive candle is around 0.25 since we started to dip, and we are still down almost 20%. So I think that we are gonna fill the gap, because that's Dogecoin, that's not a shitcoin. I mean, it can be regarding the fundamental, but in the mind of a lot of traders, of all crypto traders, Dogecoin is a kind of gold of meme-coin, you know. So yeah, for me, we are gonna likely see a retracement to trigger the target that can be here. It can take time, as you see, because from the previous setup I shared, we still made 5% of pump, so the volatility is not as big as many altcoins, because that's a large cap, that's $1 billion market cap. Except during this very bad event, we saw a 90% dump, no, 60% dump in few hours, in few minutes. That's totally absurd. And most of you might have been liquidated, so that's literally insane. That's why playing with leverage can be very, very risky. Even if you are with 2 leverage, that's totally tricky. The H4 view looks like it's another bullish consolidation. Yeah, we retested the previous resistance acting as support, and we are likely gonna see, as Bitcoin, for me, we are likely gonna see another push upward rather than a breakdown, because the trend is shifting, the momentum is shifting for me clearly from the bearish side, from the fear to the bull side. The lagging span, retesting the prices, acting as support. Usually we have this configuration when the price is loading for a next pump, okay? If you see also this support holding very nicely, so that's the 50% fib from this high to this low, okay? So when you have the 50% fib acting as a K level on the good side, because if it was under the 50% fib, then that would have been very bad. But here we are above, so I can expect to see at least we are gonna, for me, test the huge open drive here we saw on the H4, because this candle start maybe this one, but it's still very far. This candle was the biggest one, and there was the most sell event here, exactly at 0.23. So the 0.23 will surely act as huge resistance area, and if we break above 0.215, then this will be the magnet structure, mark. Plus you have to monitor, I think, this beautiful possible, because I say possible because there is only 2 points of contact, but judging by the structures, this will be clearly a new resistance. So I doubt that if price pumps, I can't expect to see a breakout immediately without seeing some rejection on this downtrend. Except if there is a Dogecoin to the moon event with big news, but for now that's not the case. And you see the beautiful head and shoulders here also. Yeah, that resulted in huge dump. So that's my view on Dogecoin. Likely bullish. Upper resistance is at 0.217, 218, but I expect to see some good vibes on bulls currently. Also because Bitcoin price looks also bullish, as I said, inside these structures and above 100k. Let's go for Shiba. Yeah, I'm curious about this one because it's often correlated with Doge. We have exactly the same structures. So Shiba can be at a good bottom before to see a pump. Likely a good signal here. Yeah. If you also look at the uptrend on the H1, yeah, it looks like we have the uptrend holding with the lower low, higher low, new higher low, and we are gonna likely, same as Doge, see a bull wave because we haven't filled the gap, the previous gap, and we are likely very on discount, 20% down from the previous big dump. But let's look at the long-term, long-term market structures. Shiba looks like a dead coin, honestly. It's not like Doge, you see the differences. So that's why you always have to check the higher time frames. You see Dogecoin, here we are above strong support, still moving inside the bullish structures. On the daily, we are not under the previous low, which was here and here. So we have a lot more room open for a pump rather than SHIB. If you look at the daily, wow. So meaning that we have a lot of huge resistances to be crossed, so it will be even more difficult for bulls to push higher. So that's why, yeah, stay cautious with this. It can be a reversal structures with this beautiful. It can be a long-term falling wedge, yeah. Can be a wedge structure, but honestly, we are still very bearish on the weekly. Yeah, you see, on the weekly, yeah, that's literally not a good bet as long as you see the lagging span is also under the prices. So yeah, so the weekly view will invalidate all the bull setup for me because that's very risky to be under such key resistances. We have to wait for breakout or under, no, above, breakout above the 0.x0 1080. So that will be the 1080. So likely for me it will invalidate the setup I gave because that's literally a huge resistance, and yeah, we have to break above this level. So under this level we can see many pump and dump with big support right there. 0.0940, 94, 950, yeah. So without breakout reversal above this level, then I will be very cautious with long position, even if it can be a kind of bull consolidation, and the trigger point for bulls will be given if we break above this red mark, okay? But chances to see it remain also very strong, judging by the weekly resistance level. So can be on the short term a bullish consolidation, as you can see, but the pump potential is too risky for me because we have weekly resistance just above. Globally, as long as it looks like on the daily we are building momentum. So on the daily, if bulls are holding above 0.99 above the Kijun, in brown, I'll put it in brown here. So as long as bulls are holding above that level, then if Bitcoin is gonna move upward, SHIB can break above resistances. So it can be many retests of this zone could be seen. So the short term, that's why the short term is very tricky, okay? Because this is very neutral on the short term. I just anticipate what could be possibly happen. And globally, the price structure seems to follow this kind of wedge without invalidation. You see, we got one test, two tests on the dot side, three tests, because as you can see, if we zoom, we have not closed and confirmed invalidation. We closed above, 3 tests, 4 tests of the trend, so it looks like a valid structure. But the great question is that is it the bottom, or is it the bottom like that, or if we break under the structure, then SHIB will be literally dead and everyone is gonna exit this coin. It can be the case because I don't know if SHIB has still a utility on the ecosystem, but under this level that's still very very bearish, and another breakdown could happen also. So building this one for the long term, wow, that's literally very risky without validation. But if you scalp it inside the level I gave you, that can be much safer for me. And you see the retracement. Whoa, we retested the monthly support. So if bulls remain stuck under this level, then I guess that the green zone will be the true bottom for SHIB. It can be, as I said, a reversal structure, so meaning that it's a bullish consolidation, but like this one, you see, for many years, even many months, we move up, down, then we got a solid breakout on the bull run. That was last year's, and can be something similar, but currently that's very very tricky because that's a weekly view. In 1 week we have a lot of move up and down, so please, if you trade the leverage, don't forget to set targets, because you must take your profit Okay, guys, that's it for SHIB. Aster, maybe Aster once again if you want. Okay. Aster looks good, judging by the structures. Oh, I spotted something on Aster. Like, looks very good. Ooh, guys, following my previous view, you see what I said? That's clearly bullish for Aster. Tell me if you see the pattern I spotted in one glance. As I said, Aster is gonna pump again, guys. If you followed my previous stream, my previous chart outlook, and you will see why Bitcoin is bullish for me. Aster is gonna pump again, in my opinion. That's a good bottom to be taken. And yeah, I will explain again why. You see that's an inverse head and shoulder structure, guys, and it's very clean. So it usually marks a bottom, and you will see, yeah, you see in one glance I spotted this. That's beautiful. So you have up. Let me know if you see the same as mine. So for me, judging by my previous chart, yeah, we are gonna see a leg up on Aster. I think that's a good bullish. Yeah, that's a good bullish setup. Likely up. 1 minute. Up. Aster. Okay. And the pump potential, yeah, like it's very big. Up. Okay. Aster, just 1 minute. Checking something. Okay. Yeah, so might be something like this. You have, let me know if you are agree with this setup. Left shoulder. I will show you why I think that's the bottom, the head, which is here, and you see the accuracy here. We got the right shoulder, so I think that's a good swing setup, meaning that with this bottom we can see yeah, a big reversal for the coming days because of the time frame and the structures. Right, and I will show you why I'm even more confident if I remember of the chart. And the neckline maybe, yeah, here. And I see so many times these structures, and oftenly, as I said, oftenly it happens exactly on the level I will show you and why. So there is a lot of convergence on my lines, and you will see why I'm confident. Yeah, so that's likely the neckline, and the real move you will see. So you think that's some kind of wizard, but I can tell you this setup will likely play with 80% chance of success, because I see so many times the same structures, same levels, and I spotted Aster's bottom a few days ago. I shared a chart, so I'm even more confident to see that now we are forming a bullish structures. And the real the impulsion, the bullish impulsion, bullish wave will likely start after the breakout of the neckline. So this is the point, I think, where the whales are gonna enter. So it means that we have likely 10% move before to see the real green move. And yeah, as you can see, it looks like also the breakout of the trend here will also likely trigger a huge bullish wave. and you will see why let me delete this stuff, why I think that's Aster bottom. Yeah, you see so fundamentally Aster hype was very strong. We retraced exactly almost 60% from the top. Usually if you just scroll on Binance, you go on Binance, it's very easy. That's a trick, that's a tool that I love to show to people. When you scroll on Binance, you have the first listing, meaning that play early insider, so VC, early whales, TGA listing, and people who booked, who got early entry, are likely up from the listing, 400%, but can be up much more if they got pre-sale or other stuff, other good entry, I mean. Then you have the Binance listing. Depending on the hype, you can have 1 day, a few hours, or a few days of bullish vibes, okay? Then you always almost have a top creating. So that was you see, that was the top sell signal on this structure retest. Now we have the data to see it. And from the ATH, we are down 62%, meaning that a lot of people who bought at the Binance listing or who were early in this sold and booked their gain. Then we have the 60% retracement. You can see on many altcoins it's like this. You often have like 60%, sometimes 80%, but most of time it's like 60%, and number it's often the same. 60% retracement. Then you have the same whale, the same people who sold the top, because they are smart compared to most of us, to most of low retails. Then they are building again, and they are building momentum, loading their bag at the 60, almost around the 60% retracement. And then if you look at most of Binance altcoin, you see you will have another big leg up, and that's why, plus the pattern, plus the bottom, and you see something also that's very very important for me to confirm. From the low, from the listing price, we can say, to the ATH, if you draw the fib, you see that that's almost magic. The 0.786 fib in most of cases, in 90% of cases, mark the bottom. So it means that here, as long as Aster hold above 0.92, the price won't dump under this level. So we are likely at the bottom before to see a very nice impulse. And I think that there is a very good swing setup, because the volatility and the timing, the market timing is very large here to see, I think, a 50% retracement. And you will see in few days that will likely be the case, because I know my lines. I learned, I saw so many setups like that. So even if you enter, if I take a position right now, I know that I'm safe above this level. But of course, I will put, in case of dump, a stop loss under this low, because that will invalidate my bullish pattern. So yeah. So for me, I took a long position on this dip. Right now, I don't care if it's 1.1 or 1.08, because I know that the bullish impulse can be very strong. So yeah, Aster looks like a very good bet for me, and the pump potential on risk reward is very, very strong. And remember the previous hype on Aster when everyone was bullish. The prices moved upward insanely quickly. Yeah, very, very quickly. So let me know if you are agree with me. I will likely for me cash out around 1.3, 1.32 before to see the next retracement, because that's the upper big resistances. Ichimoku structures also looks very good on the H4. Lagging span hanging inside the prices, but at the above the right shoulders, trying to break out. Okay, even if we are neutral now, I'm taking my chance because I know that we are at the timing. We are exactly almost at the time when the market is gonna shift the momentum. So meaning that this is when you have the highest risk reward potential, when you are able to detect long-term trend reversal. And because if you wait for breakout confirmation, it can be too late, because depending of your average entry, it can be late and you can be trapped at the retracement. But here also, if you look at the daily and Ichimoku, that's why I love Ichimoku. You see that's a market anomaly. Let me know if you understand anomaly. Can say I don't know, because anomaly, we say like this. Yeah, anomaly. Okay, market anomaly. So because of this, you see from this low to this high, yeah, the previous leg down, the 50% fib is here. So it means that we are still very, very far from in very short period of time, we saw a huge dump, but we haven't retraced since the 40% of dump. And if you look at Ichimoku, Ichimoku, up, you see this large area. If you look at, you can learn on it. Review. If you review, you can pick, you can take, you can open 100 chart. We can see. Yeah, let's go. I will show you example, because you are here to learn. So if you look at Bitcoin, when you add, it works on both sides. Yeah, you see, for example, that's Bitcoin. Here we were at the weekly bottom, okay, in 2028, for example. When we were at the weekly bottom, you see the same happened. You see what I said? Look at the size of this. So this is a market anomaly, meaning that we dumped very fast. We saw a large sell-off. And I know Aster, the project, it is also very good for Aster, because the project is still very profitable. They are generating millions of dollars of revenue every month. So this is surely not a shitcoin. And I think that we have also a bullish divergence. If we look at, we see also, look at the beautiful bullish divergence on the RSI here. You see? And when you have a large gap like this from the Kijun to the Tenkan, usually price tend to consolidate before to retrace, at least toward the Kijun or toward the main downtrend. But in this case, the main downtrend is gonna be break, because we are likely at long-term bottom. And so the pump potential, if I'm right, before to see the next main resistance, is 45%, so that's insane. And I like to play on such a chart because the risk reward are the greatest, the highest. So, and it's exactly, if you follow my, for my follower, if you follow my previous stream, this is exactly the same as when we are at the opposite, when we are in an uptrend. It works exactly the same. When you have a huge Kumo Tenkan gap, market usually tend to retrace, to correct toward a lower level, as you can see here. We retraced, that was the top. Here you see large zone, then the bottom has been created, and depending of the trend side, of course you have to follow the main trend, but here I can say with some confidence that we are at a solid bottom before to see. And one tricks, also one tips, you draw the 50% fib from the Tenkan to the Kijun, you draw the fib level, sorry, and you draw your 50% fib line. So it's at 1.35, okay. So this is exactly the level I gave you. So that's why this level is gonna play as very strong resistance. And not taking profit here if you are in position can expose you to a huge retracement. And I often see that. So if you are a trader, cautious if you want to take the swing position. And this is not a financial advice, of course. So yeah, as you can see, so that's an hidden resistance you can find with Ichimoku. But the market metrics, market structures very often tend to respect it. Okay, guys. So Aster, yeah, very bullish. I think we are gonna see a breakout within the next few hours on Aster. Yeah. So that's my view on this one. I rarely see such a good chart since many days now. Yeah. Because the risk reward is very huge, as I said, and we have a clean reversal structures. So I hope you enjoy this view. If you have some question, let me know. And if you have a counter trade view, let me know also. Then I want to learn also from you. But honestly, yeah, it looks too good for me at the moment. And if you look at the weekly view, yeah, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks now in a row. So we are likely gonna reverse, especially since Aster keep generating $1 million of revenue because of the fees. Yeah, so that's my view on Aster's. And let's go for another one if you want. So I did Shiba, Dodge, Aster. Which one I check, guys? Kagan encore? Kagan. Portal, yeah, go for Portal USDT. So I think that Aster, yeah, go for spot. Up. That's Portal USDT, someone requested. Okay. Still under the downtrend. You see the previous gap here that has not been filled. Yeah, so it's almost the same structures when you have a big dump like this. Depending on the retracement you have, the asset is consolidating in similar way most of times. Can be something like this. very neutral at the moment. But yeah, whoa, we are still very bearish. Wow. So if you dezoom, wow, that's insane. Whoa. This one was traded at 4.26. It's done 99.9%. So it's, I don't know what's the current market cap, but that's why we should avoid trading shitcoin and stick on breakout only. Even if we trade shitcoin, if we stick on clean breakout, you avoid a lot of bad move, because waiting for breakout, you can be sure that you have enough buy or sell pressure on each side with some good volume. So that's why. So I want same as Shiba, same as SHIB. We are very bearish on the weekly, neutral on the daily. There is a doji candle on the weekly, and as long as we are under 340, that's the Tenkan here. So this is the 50% fib of this rectangle. Let me, yeah, up 9 bar. Okay, so from this rectangle here, up. So without a break above this level, so the 50% fib from this low to no, my bad. Oh, that's a weekly. Okay. Yeah, you see here. So if we cannot exit this mark, then that will be very hard to say on which side we are gonna break out. Likely bearish, because you see, since many months in a row, price keep printing new low. So nothing to expect for me on Portal, as it remains under many downtrend, one downtrend on two downtrend likely. It can retest 0.30340, or at least this level if we break above this one, and the current support, the K support, is at 0.023, 0.024. So very neutral for me under the resistances. Blue box can act as a neutral area for now, before to see the breakout. Honestly, it can easily dump, but the market direction, likely Bitcoin direction, will affect the next breakout. Like most of coin, this one seems to be dead. Let me know if you have some, if you know about Portal and if there is good fundamentals. But like SHIB, without market news, without development about the project, it looks like a dead coin. And you know that's not a bad point, because after this cycle, after this consolidation phase, it's better to see some asset staying in red, because it means that people which are looking for strong fundamentals, which are using their brain to find the next gem and solid fundamentals, are gonna how can I say, are gonna be more recompensated than people buying shitcoin now. So this cycle, I think fundamental will be much better than previous cycle when you had tons of altcoin without utility who moved 100% and more. So currently, I don't think that will be the same cycle we had a few years ago. So being such a dead coin right now, I won't take a risk, because without fundamentals, without solid development of the project, it will likely never pump again, except if it's a token supply problem, but I don't know yet. Okay, I will do one more. Let me know one more chart. Let's go. I already checked ETH Finance, ETH fee. So please, if you want to check it, review my lines. I shared on Twitter, on X also. One more. Nairo. Okay. So we stick on memcoin. Or Ordi, yeah, go for ordinals. Ordi. Wow. Remember my lines? Oh, wow. That's what we got the breakout, but yeah, this one played well. From the bottom here, we saw a 30% pump, but yeah, now, wow, that's insane. Even Ordi is at such a low price. That's absurd. That was a very hype token in the previous cycle. In the previous, yeah. So exactly the same as Portal. I don't think that Ordi is a shitcoin, because it's a great project. Currently, same. You see, we are very flat, very neutral. Same, we can fill the gap here, but if we break under 4.9 on the daily, then that will be very bad. If we zoom on the weekly, yeah, exactly the same as Portal. I won't risk a bull under the 10 can, at least waiting for a break above 5.7. It can be a bull consolidation. Why not? It can be something like this. If we break and consolidate above 5.7, yeah, weekly 10 can, then we can expect to see a retracement, yeah, toward this level, as you can see here. So I think that's more possible to see, more probable to see some retracement rather than another breakdown, especially since now we know that Bitcoin is really bullish above 100k and the macro time frame structures is respecting on the bull side on Bitcoin. So I doped that altcoin are gonna nuke one other time 20% more. So yeah, for me there is a great big opportunity on Ordi on this green zone or above. Judging by the Bitcoin view also, yeah, it looks like this support is gonna hold and we are gonna pump likely 40% exactly as Aster. but of course we'll have some resistance on the pipeline. Ordi can make another big move, but currently it's very neutral. I think that whales can accumulate at this stage because it's also a great fundamental project. All until $30. I won't say so because it's very far from it. But yeah, Ordi looks like a good pick for me. If you look at the structures also, it looks like we broke and retest the previous trend. Not, maybe like this. Yeah, looks more clean. Yeah, so like this. If you look at up, up, up. So we got a clean. Yeah, this is also can be something like this with the upper big level, which is here. I said if price flip the 5.720 dollars as resistance, and if it act as support in the futures, then this level will be very easily break because this is not a strong one. So the pump could be very strong as we are still very over bullish from the previous dip. Let's go Aster, let's go pump it. So I booked Aster during the live, already up 10%, nice with my leverage, that's cool. And I think this is just the beginning for Asters. I will share this view because that's too beautiful if you are traders. That was you have two. You see whoa, that's very cool. You have one head and shoulders and you have a second head and shoulders. That's insane on Asters. What was my view at the beginning of the stream? You have also an head and shoulders here. A double bottom, double bottom here, and head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders on this side. So that's cool. Thanks if you follow. I think I will end the stream right now. If you have some question, let me know. For me, the best pick for today is likely Aster because the risk reward is very big, as we are likely on a bottom. And compared to most of alts, we check Aster remain far from previous K level, from previous K resistances. So meaning that you haven't K resistances before to see a big gap compared to Ordi, which has big resistances just above. Aster pump potential for me is much higher than, it's much safer, I can say. Aster can pump much more faster than others alt if there is a bullish vibe coming on the market. Okay, so yeah, let me share my link up on YouTube. If you want to join my groups, it remains fully free, so you don't have to pay to join my groups. All my content is free. I share more insights in my group, so you can access it in my bio on social media. And we are building a good trading family with a lot of help among each other, sharing setups, sharing a validation point, and good vibes here only. Sharing also market news and more to keep tracking the macro news. And the goal is to be profitable with your investment, and also to learn how to not be liquidated as a trader and to be profitable over the long term. That's the main goal of my groups. And of course, this is not a financial advice. You can take any decision on your own, and you have to be agree with what I said, of course, because I can have wrong or I can have right. This is trading and not exact science, as I like to say. So thanks for following. I will post after view on my media, and yeah, see you soon, guys. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you for follow. Bye. Bye. And yeah, let me know if you have some question. Of course, I can answer on the chat.